Dajihao, ni hao, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm going to tell you things that can land you in jail here in China. So these are not the only things that can land you in jail, but these are the things that the Chinese government always highlights. I know some schools have rules and regulations classes in the first semester, and this shows how much Chinese government take their rules and regulations very seriously. And these rules and regulations do not just apply to students, they apply to all foreigners. The first one is drug trafficking. Common law that is broken in the southern part of China, which is Guangzhou. There's a city called Guangzhou in the southern part of China, and a lot of foreigners usually go to jail or go to prison because of this. And drug trafficking equals capital punishment. So if you want to play with your life, you can smuggle drugs, I guess, into China, but I would not recommend anybody to do that. Number two is prostitution of any kind. I don't know about sugar babies. I don't know if it's allowed or not, but I wouldn't recommend that. Do not do that. So prostitution of any kind will land you in jail, visa cancellation, and deportation. Number three is fraudulent transactions. Now, I know two people personally that have been found guilty for fraudulent transactions here in China, and I know one of them, their story was they had a Chinese friend, this foreigner guy, we're gonna call him Foreigner X. So Foreigner X had a Chinese friend who ended up moving overseas, and so this Chinese guy was told Foreigner X that all he has to do is withdraw money from a certain bank account and give it to another Chinese guy, and he will get, let's say, 10% of the cut or 20% of the cut. So he would be withdrawing like 100,000 RMB or like 20,000 RMB, and he will get a cut from the withdrawal. So this foreigner guy, Foreigner X, decides, well, this is the easiest way you can make money. All he has to do is just withdraw money and deposit it into another account. And so it was discovered that the account was like to launder money, and it was illegal. It was to launder money, and laundering, everybody knows that laundering is illegal. And so he ended up going to jail. He's in prison right now as we speak, and I think he's been sentenced to like 10 years or something. So it's not that you can just do something wrong, like something illegal, and then you get deported, because some people feel like that's the easiest way. You can just do whatever you want and then get deported. No, sometimes you just end up in Chinese prison, and Chinese prison is hell. It's hell. Any prison of any kind is hell, so do not do that. The Chinese government is actually concerned about fraudulent transactions now more than ever before, because there are a lot of foreigners now in the country, and they're coming in hundreds of thousands. So they're very, very concerned about this right now. Number four is something that is taken very lightly amongst foreigners, which is drinking on the roadside. So I know some foreigners here in this city that like to just, after going to the club, they have their wine or they have their beer in their hands, and they're just drinking on the roadside, just walking in a group or something in threes or whatever, and they feel like it's just, you know, it's just chilling. You're just chilling with your boys, or you're just chilling with your girls, and you're just drinking on the roadside, which is illegal. And I don't think a lot of foreigners know this, but it's illegal to drink on the roadside, especially if you guys are making noise. So I'm gonna get to, especially if you are making noise and drinking on the roadside, that is disturbing the peace. Also, another thing is there are cameras around the city. There are cameras everywhere, so it's something that you cannot deny doing if you are caught in the act or caught later on. So yeah, you may not be caught there and then, but you may be, you know, you may be called by the police later on after they've watched the surveillance or whatever. So don't take this lightly as well. I know some schools do not allow drinking on campus, but some students do it anyways in their rooms. The only place you can drink in public is basically at a bar that has like outdoor seating, or in your hotel rooms. That's the only, or in your private apartment. So yeah, that's the only place you can drink and have fun or chill with your friends and buddies. So while doing that, another thing that's illegal is making noise and just being loud at late hours. Most of the time it's before 10 p.m. That's when you are allowed to actually like have a party or just talk loudly in your homes and whatever. But if you are in your home after 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and you're having a house party and it is making noise and disturbing the peace or disturbing your neighbors, it is something that is illegal. So they can call the police on you and you can be arrested for doing so. So I think this is another thing that foreigners take lightly is house parties and just disturbing the peace. Chinese love their peace, especially in the late hours of the night and whatever. Another thing that is illegal or not allowed is having arguments after like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Basically, you're not supposed to be loud. Basically, you're not supposed to disturb the peace at late hours, especially after 10 p.m. I know in some cities it's 9 p.m. So yeah, that's something that's not allowed. Another thing that is not allowed is smoking hashish or weed, also known as weed. I don't know if hashish and weed is the same thing, but whatever, it's not allowed. I know it's not allowed in most countries. It's not allowed in my country. So it's not allowed in China as well, and can land you in jail. You can be fined for it, and you can also be deported, and this will be, stamped on your passport or your electronic passport or whatever, and you will have like a mark on your passport and your documents, and can prevent you from from applying for visas to other countries. So this is something that is serious, and I know this is something that some foreigners take lightly, but it is a very serious offense. Yeah, so these are the things that can land you in prison, jail, visa cancellation, or deportation. So please don't. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If there are any rules and regulations, important rules and regulations that I did not state in this video, let us know in the comment section and educate others. I'll see you in my next video. 再见. Baby, tell me if you